Hello everyone, this is Artorius and I'd like to welcome you all back to Monster Hunter World, where we won't be progressing per se further on into the story. We'll be having a quick look at things that I should have been considering and doing. You'll notice my boots are a completely different set. Well, I'm going to be changing out of the Guardian / Defender set because it shouldn't even really be an option, I suppose, or they should give you a warning at the start that it will make progression sort of trivial. It will make low rank something that you just sort of get through, all done, and then you'll get to high rank and it'll be a sudden shift in difficulty. Now, while I am planning to do that, I'm not fully out of the set, as you can see. That is because I haven't had the time to really get the materials that I want, the armor sets that I've looked at, because you have to consider it's a game all about hunting monsters. They want replayability, you to hunt more and more monsters. So if you look at your forging equipment, they all have, of course, as you know, different required materials, some of which are extremely easy to get. Then you've got things like the Legiana plate for the Legiana mail, which I've been trying to get. The issue there is that has a 3% chance to happen. Then you can increase that chances by doing it in specified things like investigation bounty quests. If they have the gold box, they can typically get you those sorts of materials for a high percentage, such as the Legiana plate going up to a 16% chance. I would have been gathering those sorts of materials and doing all that sort of stuff, but frankly, I haven't had the time to do as much as I'd want to offline to just grind up and get where I want to be. And it can take a lot of time if something has like a 3% chance. That's, yeah, not the easiest thing to do. And if you go here, as you know, I set this together. You're not the one I talked to. I set the tree together honey, which can be used to obviously turn potions into mega potions. I believe that I have, yeah, I'll take all these, yes, exit, cultivate. Okay, I believe that I had unlocked another slot, but I haven't. So essentially all these little yellow exclamation mark quests you get around, they are optional quests, but the optional quests are actually quite important. They'll allow you to unlock more slots to grow more things at the same time. And they'll also lead you to get more food for the canteen, which you really want to do because, say, a lot of the buffs that I've been getting when I've been eating, say, the chef's special, you'll notice I get an attack buff small. The more ingredients you get, the better buffs you can get, and those can go up to like attack up large, stamina up, defense up. And they'll also give your Palico a unique skill depending on what they've eaten. I haven't gone too deep into that and seen much of that, but it's a thing. Same as the armor sets, as I believe you would have noticed when I was looking at, each of them can give you a unique skill. So these boots give me +5 defense on top of, oh, I'm hovering. I'm just flying here. They give you +5 defense on top of what they already give you. And they can be further upgraded, same as other sets, whereas Guardian can't. The helmet gives me a, I believe, I can't remember what the helmet that I put on was, they gave me. I did that yesterday, but if you get, say, 3 pieces of the Legiana set, that will allow you to boost your chances of getting better rewards, and they all guarantee you sort of skill buffs depending on the set. I will, however, say, don't go for like a full completionist, craft everything in low rank. Just craft the essential bits that you want, because they have no actual progression into high rank. They have a limit to how high they can be upgraded. High rank, however, will unlock you 2 new armor sets, an alpha and a beta armor set, which are mainly cosmetic differences, but they also, some will have higher skills. Like, I can't remember if it's alpha or beta. One will give you higher skills, one will give you more jewel slots, which jewels are apparently extremely rare things that can give you like chances for another skill, like a unique skill if you want to add that on top of your armor set and it's coming from a different armor set. That's the best that I can make sense of it. Now, I will be doing some of the low rank quests that I've gotten and going around and getting all sorts of stuff from my canteen. That will be the gist of today. I'm sort of taking a step back from the story and doing what needs to be done. No matter how much I want to continue on with the story. Oh, this is painful. But if you look at your quests, you'll notice, like, so blue star means low rank, obviously. You'll see how it's got completed in blue. That means I haven't unlocked all the possible quests that I can do here. So you'll see I've only got a humid headache, which is the Legiana hunt. So it says completed in blue, but if it goes red, that means you've done all the quests for that star rank, which I have clearly not done any of these ones. So that will be another thing to do, to try and learn all the different quests that you can get. This lady here is the one who handles investigations as...
Don't let me down.
I'm not sure if that was offline or on camera, but... Well, not camera, but you know. Yeah, so investigation. So you'll see they've got the levels. They can go up to bronze, silver, and gold, which can get you your different rewards. So this is how I would get, say, my Legiana plate. This would increase it to a 16% chance if I hunt one and it's got that gold box. Now, I'll just go here, post a new quest, optional, learning the clutch. I've done that. I've done those. So it's fungal flexing. So this unlocks new ingredient if I deliver 20 gourmet shroom caps. Now, I've done this quest before on another profile when I was playing with mates, so I know where to find them. I'm just going to sort of... I'm ready to go, yes. Right now. I'm just going to sort of guide you along to... Oh my... Yeah. Yes, delivery quest. I know that.
Your goal on this quest is to obtain and deliver some materials.
So I'm just sort of going to guide you to where you need to go to get them. Because, as you can see, they give you a massive time limit, which is pretty much the standard, but it can take you a very, very long time to find them. I ended up having to get guided by some mates to where they were. Because, okay, I'm sort of hopeless with directions. Particularly in a game that's three-dimensional like this, where, like, say... You can be walking on a branch up there and that map will then overlay on top of the lower map. I'm a bit hopeless like that. But, ooh. Hello. I didn't expect to see you here, first thing up. Thanks for leaving me alone. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Tail Raider Safari. Oh, mucus. Okay, that means there's an engine alpha around. But the Tail Raider Safari is sort of... It gives you an extra sort of companion, like a wild palico, I'll assume, because I don't know if it's a wild palico or Linian or however they do it. You also get a mount that you can ride. That's unlocked by finding all those little drawings and doodles that you can find all around maps. I hope this is leading... This isn't the way to the gourmet shroom caps. Okay. But, yeah. You find those little doodles and you can lock them, and eventually when you get to 100%, just explore the map and you'll eventually find one somewhere, and there's a different sort of outcome for each map. So, like Ancient Forests, I believe you need to follow them back to their camp. And then you can learn about things. You'll get a gadget off them, which I don't know what the gadgets do because I've not gotten a gadget before. And it sort of goes on like that. And you'll get a helper, and you'll be able to sort of tame up one of the smaller monsters and mount them and use them to ride around to specific areas. Although there are some that they cannot go to. So, the Iceborne content for that, It took me forever to find out because they don't really distinguish between Iceborne and the base game for when I was researching that. But what Iceborne does is it gives a gadget that allows you to summon them directly to you as opposed to just finding them out in the map and adding them on. So a really good effect, but it's a very different thing. I believe that... Okay, I aim to jump higher up. I believe this is the way to the shroom caps now. I've just gone a very roundabout way. But yeah, summarize, find doodles, get to 100, look for strange palico or person on map, or unique mushroom colonies. I don't know why they don't just name them gourmet shroom caps off the top, but that is what actually gives you those gourmet shroom caps, the unique mushroom colonies.
Perfect. You've got the materials you need. I'll mark where you found these on the wildlife map.
Exquisite. I just wanted the gourmet. I don't want to get into a prolonged fight with you, mate. Leave me alone. I don't want toadstools either. Oh wait, he came from the direction I need to go. Just let me by. Just let me by. I'm doing a fetch quest. Why do you have to show up here? But yeah, continuing on with the whole, what I was saying earlier with it makes the game easier. Just think about this. You're playing a 1-star quest and that guy shows up and you're in crappy leather armor. And you're just desperately trying to survive. And he just sort of rains on your parade. I didn't really experience that. I only got a sort of semi sort of scare simply because he's a big monster that roared in my face. Oh. It's worn off that easily. But yeah, this area is where you get the gourmet shroom caps. If I didn't have to deal with this big fella. Oh, This is where you get a majority of the shroom caps from when I last played. Leave me alone! I just want shrooms. Old toxic mucus, that's... Shh. Leave me alone. Toxic mucus is a new name. Right, I never removed the mantle even though it's gone crap. That's bad. Otherwise it would have been recharging and I might have been able to use it by now. Why do you have to be such a pissy bastard? Oop. Apologies to anyone who doesn't like that sort of language. You leaving me alone now? I think he's done with me, guys. No, he's not. Okay. I want to get that old toxic mucus because it's not just a straight up mucus. It's a... You want to collect everything because it can lead to different unique monsters. Okay, mascot. Good mascot, you draw the attention. I'll just stay here and gather my gourmet shroom caps. I'm sorry, but this is quite amusing to me. I don't want exquisite shroom caps, I just want shroom caps. I want the gourmet ones. That's what the chef asked for. He doesn't want high quality, the super high exquisite quality. He just wants the gourmet ones. Are you kidding me? Why are you all here now? Just want to make sure that I've gotten all that I can get here, because I know there are a couple other locations where you can find them, but they're only in small clusters. As opposed to here where there's quite a few. All in the one location. But yeah, you also want to be gathering things like this, say the antidote herb. With that, you make antidotes, which are good for fighting things like Rathian and Rathalos. If you don't have those when you fight those guys, then you are basically dead meat. Okay. No, you're toadstools. Oh, come on. No, I don't want to be on this menu again. Ooh, those are required for trank bombs. I'll keep those. I don't need freeze ammo at the moment. So you can go. Really? I find more and you're right here, Anjanath? Yeah, so you've just got to sort of search and learn where they are. I believe once you harvest from a location, they are added to your map, which makes it a much easier task. But yeah, and going on with more benefits to actually collecting the points for the monsters is that when you... Yeah, I'm fleeing. Is that when you do that, you'll get more data on them in a research book that you have, which... Not this button. Or was it that button? It must have been. So you'll go here. You'll go to your hunter's notes. Field guide, and it tells you about them. It tells you where they can show up. See, like I've got research level 0. I've got nothing on those guys. Right, Jagras, it tells you it shows up here. It tells you its physiology. It tells you where it can be broken. So those points can be broken on it. The other points, they don't break. They don't give you breakable items. And it tells you what elements it can be affected by, basically. But this is... A lot of this stuff is things that people who've played Monster Hunter probably already know. I don't know just how much of this is unique to this game by itself. Some of it is... A lot of it is probably things that were in the other games. It's just a more open world as opposed to them. So this is probably things that most people know, but some people might not know and want to know. Especially the Tail Raider Safari stuff. I struggled with that for a while. Ooh. This is a new camp location that you can find around the map. These small closed-off areas.
Build the camp here.
So these make it so you can appear at different locations, yada yada yada. And say you get killed, like an Elder Dragon shows up in the Ancient Forest for some reason, and you get like fainted around here. I believe you can just go straight back to that camp instead of the one that's furthest away. Which I experienced with my mates in a previous game. No. Was it? No, I was watching a mate stream through Discord. Forgive me for my, like, sort of... Okay, that felt like it ended earlier than 60 seconds. Like, slip-ups in how I'm saying stuff. I did stock take at work today, so... My mind is basically numbers instead of everything that I'd planned out how to talk about all this all. I suppose tongue is useful. I planned out how to talk about everything and then sort of slipped my mind into just running with numbers. Yeah, this episode is all about talking about how I'm stepping back on story to learn things and trying to explain to people if they don't already know how things can go. Why did I hit standby for departure? I should have just gone. Oh. And here we are, Exterminator of the Waste. So this one is just... There's lots of ones where you just slay the smaller creatures, things like that. But they do benefit you if you take the time to do them. Instead of just rushing away through the game and losing out on all the experiences. Now, where was that? I want to explain one of my favourite things. He got away, didn't he? Little rabbit. Oh, no, there it is. Come on, back here. Okay, he's gone. This capture net, it can earn you points for catching those little creatures, and you can put them on display in your room. So I like catching like ooh, little toads and everything. But say, now I've got a shepherd here. Ooh, follow one, you might discover a new shortcut. I don't know if that's an actual thing that you can do. Because I know there are shortcuts you can find on the map in like places where you need to lead big monsters to break to actually gain access to. Like wallbanging them. So I need to find Vespoids. Ooh. That's a Cactua from Final Fantasy.
You need to load the slinger with some ammo. See anything useful lying around?
Yeah, it's a Cactua. I think I found that in a previous episode, didn't I? But yes. Vespoids, small bug creatures. If you want to... Actually, this is a good chance to show this off as well. So on this map, go here, gathering, slinger, traps, environmental, endemic life, small monsters. And this can guide you to the small monsters like Kestodons, the Gajal, like the catfish. It should also... Give me a sec, so... You need to just tap your buttons sometimes and it can unveil other parts of the map from lower areas. However, I believe you also need to have been to those areas and unlock them. Same as when gathering things like the gourmet mushrooms, you need to have found the locations for those ingredients before they show up. So like if you look at my map, you can see I've caught a Cactua before from this location, so now it'll tell me that I can get a Cactua here. Even though I can't see it. It still marks it as a possible location that it can show up. So it's all useful information to know. But it's not anything that really gets deeply explained in depth. I see this mining location wouldn't be shown if I didn't mine it, I believe. But I have mined it at another time, so it shows up. And that symbol up ahead, if you can look on my little mini-map, is a location where you can sort of... It's like a monster sort of trap. You can bash them, sink them. Like this whole area can be used as a sinkhole, like a pitfall. You destroy that, you can drop into a cavern below, and it will drag the monster down with you. Either that, or it's just a sort of quicksand one where it will get stuck. Similar to when I was fighting Anjanath, or as I call him, Barney. And he sort of sunk into the vines in the ancient forest. See, this location wasn't marked, but now that I'm mining it, this mining spot is marked. So you want to explore and you want to gather from every location so that when you inevitably need to get these smaller ingredients, you'll know where to go. Instead of just, as I have been doing, randomly exploring and desperately trying to find stuff. Now, I believe Vespoids as bug creatures would be in caves. Let's see. Ooh, nitro shroom. I take it those would be for crafting like barrel bombs and things like that. Anything here? Ooh, sparkles. Okay. I thought sparkles would mean something special and unique, but no, it's just like the hard fruits and everything. I remember back in Try, some of the mining stuff. My brother, it was online, it was some sort of Elder Dragon boss. You sailed on a sort of sand barge next to him. And, actually, give me a sec. Yeah, there's something through here, but I can't gain access. Ah, the little cave up there. That'll be what it is. But yeah, I remember my brother fighting an Elder Dragon, and he was specifically mining all the crystals on the back of that one that sort of sailed along the sand barge. I can't remember the name. It's bugging me a bit. Say whilst I'm hunting bugs, but Yeah. I remember the picks used to break back then, I believe. They don't break these days. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll go. I'll go. Leave me alone. That goes up. That goes down. I was just in there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Quit your whining. Okay, so I can't find any bugs down here. I'll just cut to when I do inevitably find them and show you the location. Okay, well, I am a complete and utter dumbass. It turns out Vespoids are these flying little insects. I was assuming they were similar to Hornitors and floor insects. So if you want to find them, you're going to want to go to Area 8 and Area 9. Now, I play with Greatsword. Greatsword is good for dealing great damage. It is not so good for dealing with these things. So I suggest using a slinger or getting a lighter sort of weapon that can aim much better than this does. But yeah, this is the Vespoid quest. Yeah, I just assumed these small ones were capturable monsters, or I don't know. It was not too bright of me to not even try and do anything involving these little insects I saw flying around when clearly this was an insect quest. Now, I believe if I go further down, back to Area 9, I should find more. That doesn't lead to Area 9, the next path does. But yes, kill everything. Pick up everything. You never know what could be useful and what could not be. Like, some things are actually quite obvious. Like if you look at that needleberry, that symbol typically means that it is used for the bowgun, ballista, or whatever. The name's not quite sticking in my head at the moment. Actually, this isn't in Area 9. This is like sort of a bridge in between Area 11 and Area 8. Bit weird, but okay, that's another location where you guys can find them. I hope this stuff helps some people out, because yeah, just wandering around, it can get a tad boring if you're trying to do something like what I'm doing, where you're trying to record and keep up explaining and everything. Yeah, this way should be the way. Yep, down here.
Your stamina cap has dropped. Eat some well-done steak.
Stamina cap has dropped. Ah. I remember distinctly trying to cook well-done steaks repeatedly back in Tribe when I was just sort of... I was a little kid. I was like 9 years old playing it. And I was just sort of... Yeah, I'll leave you alone. Give me the Vespoids. No, this is Area 13. What's trying to kill me? I don't like how it just went red out all of a sudden. It was probably just those little monsters. You know, I have no idea what I was talking about anymore. I'll pick it up in a second. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I meant to say. Alright, now remember repeatedly slaying Aptonoths and cooking them up in Tribe, because that was pretty much all I knew how to do for the game. I did eventually hunt Greyjagi, and then yeah, I didn't really... Ooh. That light crystal, that's a rare item to get. It's actually something that I needed for one of the armor pieces that I have planned out. And I remember that because I was hunting for it yesterday and trying to figure out how I get it for like an hour before I gave up and decided I'll just eventually find it somewhere. Okay, and something else that is useful to note is that small monsters do respawn, so I'm hoping that the Vespoids have returned back in Area 8 when I walk back there, and then that will help us finish off this quest. Yeah, you can already see one from here. The bloody bug wings. Ugh. I just hope there's enough here. Four out of that. 5 out of the ones I need to find. And then those two back at the cave should hopefully have respawned. Let's go have a look, shall we? And that's this one done. Come on. Gather all the resources you can before it's time to go. Don't know what this bright moss is used for, but I'll keep grabbing it anyways. Bait bug. Mandragora, a dangerous fungus said to draw the life out of people. Beware, required to craft max potions. Okay, that's useful information to know. And I should probably empty my inventory into... Ooh, might seed. No, I can do that stuff later. Yeah, empty my inventory into... Where did you get that sausage? Yeah, I'll just take all this. Ooh, Malachi ore. That must be good. I hope. Barley and meat was added. Yep. Yeah, I'll just summarize the whole point in this video. Expand canteen, get better buffs, use armor as you go instead of using this straight out OP set, so you can get used to dodging and all the time things you'll need to get used to for Elder Dragon fights. Investigate the different buffs that armor can give you, learn how to get the materials that you need to get better armor, as opposed to just wildly thrashing everything you see and praying you get one, because there's obviously like investigations will give you a better buff to that. Yeah. I understand this episode may not be as entertaining as the last ones, but it is one that needed to be done. I believe, however, I'm not just going to make everyone go without any big monster fights at all, so I'll do some of the optional big monster fights. So there's that stuff that's still properly entertaining for people who come for the big monster fights, who may not necessarily be playing the game themselves. Ooh. Yeah, I really do need to empty this. I've got so much stuff. But yeah, empty that into my main storage box back at camp and then fill up with things that are actually useful. Like just keep potions and mega potions, things per se like that. Unique monster. So we could actually see a completely new monster as well as find Tsitsiaku. Either that or it's sort of blanked it out as like this, so it's similar to this is the first time you're encountering this monster situation. Yeah, okay, so it's identified as Tsitsiaku. It could also just be that my research notes on it are so low that I don't recognize it. Yeah, so this episode needed to be done, needed to explain some things. Like some people who are just starting out might find it useful, particularly those who have never played a Monster Hunter game. Because I mean, I didn't understand any of this stuff. I had to actually go look for it, and the wiki didn't explain it too well. So, yeah. I hope I've conveyed it properly. But I'll also make sure that there's some big monster fights for you who only came here for big monster fights. Come on. Come on, you great jaggy, great baggy rip-off thing. Raptor. Okay, I didn't expect you to actually manage to get me off. Yeah, as you can note, I've got much less health without a couple pieces equipped. And because I haven't eaten, like a complete and utter dumbass, you definitely need to eat. Otherwise, you're in for a bad time. Oh! Yeah, pit trap spot, that's good. But yeah, much lower health without that OP armor, less defense, so dodging is much more important. It helps break your bad habits. Nice. Okay, that was a very, very poorly timed attack. Dodge. Yeah, each monster will have its different moments where it'll quite obviously move. And then you'll know you can dodge. Oh. That one, you don't want to get in front of it, otherwise it will stun you. Which will leave you open to a pretty devastating attack as far as I can remember. Yep, I'll take that moment to just soften that up. I'm lucky that I didn't get hit by it. It's sort of like a flashbang from real life. It's like a living, walking flashbang. I suppose that's the best way to explain it. See, that telegraphed it by when it jumped back and then it lunged forward like that, or it'll do that. I've just broken that. Although I believe it can still use those attacks despite them being broken. Similar to how if a monster with a tail gets its tail broken, it can still hit you with tail attacks with its stump, which is a bit weird if you ask me. You'd think it would disable the capability to use those styles of attacks, and I should focus more on this fight, shouldn't I? Yes, I actually do need him. Thank you, mascot. And thank you, monster, for triggering it. Yeah. I rather like this area. It seems to be making... Okay, I missed that. Making it much easier to sort of get a monster into a stun position to deal damage. Give me a sec, I want to check if I still have something. Okay. Can't remember how to craft tranks. Okay. As long as no Shamos come after me, I should be able to do this fairly fine without getting interrupted. But yeah, you can craft your own tranks, you can craft your pitfall traps. I don't have any stuff for that at the moment. Mainly, my item pouch is full, so I can't craft those. And tranks. Yeah, I can make the trank bomb, so give me a second. I'll go to my item pouch. I'll drop the raw meat, I don't need that. I'll drop flower fern, because it's only a component for water ammo. And if I go back to my crafting list, some stuff you'll have to discover, like you'll see these are obviously a blank, so mega nutrients plus that, they'll obviously end up being some sort of OP potion, which would be great for late game fights. Then I can craft... Oh, now it tells me I don't have enough materials. That would have been nice to know. But yeah, craft traps in your spare time, because trapping a monster will typically give you much better benefits to actually slaying it, hilariously enough. And along with doing that, it will actually unlock that monster as an optional arena fight, where you can just fight it in an enclosed area, there's no running away, and after enough time you can use something called the Dragonator on them. Okay. Now, one of my mates said, and I don't actually have them on me, what they typically do in a situation like this, when they let them escape, they let them fall asleep. If there's something like, they said, an elder dragon, and they're nowhere near death, or what? Basically, for things like elder dragons, you can't slap those. Oh my god. Where is my tongue going today? You can't trap things like elder dragons. They're living, walking natural disasters. They fill the whole area around them with bombs, and they'll trigger it. Which is a pretty good tactic, if I do say so myself. And it's probably one that is commonly used. And probably will have been since previous games. Because I believe bombs are in the older games as well. Come on. There you go. And see, I've unlocked something in the ecology survey, hunt bird wildens. But yes. Make sure you're always hunting monsters. Make sure you're looking into all sorts of little details off to the side. If you ignore them, you'll suffer for it much later, and if you wear the Defender Guardian armor all the time, you won't really adjust to how you should to playing the game. And so you'll get to a certain point and they'll go like, oh no, the game clearly scaled. Some people are... They talk about how the game is clearly not scaled very well. The game is scaled quite well. It's just that if you start out with the OP armor, you don't figure out how to do everything in such a way that... I don't know how to put it into words, but you don't learn the right strategies. This game is as much about strategy as it is about giant monsters, I suppose, would be a good way to put it. And if you do want to play with friends, the monsters do gain more health. I don't know if they gain more attack power, they probably do. But the monsters will get buffed. So that's another good thing to know. I don't need Glachberries. Ooh, I can just straight up sell them. That's good. More money is always good. Use your points when buying from the canteen, because money is always needed to craft new armors and the like. But yeah. Similar to how after you get through low rank to high rank, and you can craft those high rank armors, and low rank can't be upgraded past that point. Once you get out high rank, you'll get to master rank, and it'll be a similar situation. Weapons are good. Weapons you can just keep upgrading, and they'll always have a branching tree. You might want to keep an eye out that you don't craft into a dead end, and so like a weapon might say have a branch that leads to a tier 6 weapon upgrade, which does so and so amount of damage, along with fire effects and things like that. But if you craft it on another branch, it can reach up to a level 10. But that's gonna have to be it for today. I'm sorry that it's not really been very story oriented. It's just about taking a step back and learning a bit more about the game itself and how to play it. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.